Hi, my name is Gibson, and I'm the creator of the Personal Development School. This is your daily breakthrough video, and in this video, I'm going to talk to you about 5 hard truths about romantic relationships. So this is something that I've noticed comes up so often where people sort of have these different subconscious expectations about how relationships should be, how they should go in the dating stage. And I've been really blessed as a person to be able to work with so many people in a private practice for the better part of a decade before really going full force into the school. And I got to see so many truths about relationships, because if I'm seeing 40 plus people a week for years, then eventually you start to see all these patterns and these different dynamics. And of course, there's never going to be a one size fits all for anything. But what was a huge blessing for me is to get to see things so differently over time than how I even felt about relationships and what I thought about relationships going into working with so many people in different dynamics. So I put together in this video 5 really important truths. The intention of this video is for you to question maybe some expectations you had that might have been limiting you about relationships, to sort of see things from a different perspective and things that are important to remember long-term anyways. If you want to do a deeper dive, and if you're somebody who sits and has a question of what should a healthy relationship look like? What should a secure relationship look like? What should I expect if I'm hoping to get into a long-term, thriving, secure relationship? We have a course that gives you a roadmap for that. And it's called 12 Key Pillars to a Secure Relationship. We also have an advanced securely attached course just to help you see all the different dynamics of what secure, healthy relationships look like. You can check out both. The first one helps you reprogram where you're not excelling in those 12 key pillars and helps you reprogram so you can be in a space. The advanced secure course is more like a full roadmap of what everything should look like across each of the 6 stages of a relationship. They go really well hand in hand together. You can always check those out for free for 7 days by clicking the link in the description box below. And when you get into your dashboard, click on the tag that says relationships, or just type in secure into your search bar and you'll see those 2 courses pop up for you. So hopefully this makes a lot of sense. So let's talk about it. So what are some really important truths to remember about relationships? Well, the first one is that relationships take work. I've seen a lot of people over the years be frustrated by the work. And just like with anything in life, when we want to excel or thrive or succeed, there's a certain amount of work required to build self-efficacy, right? It's like you go to the gym, you want to build muscles, you have to push and strain a little bit and push yourself outside of your comfort zone. And sometimes I think people have this idea that when you meet the right person, it just goes perfectly, everything just clicks perfectly. But that's not the case. You might click really extremely well in the dating and honeymoon stage, but then we have the power struggle stage of a relationship. And that's there to put that pressure and those challenges there so that you can work through them, so that you can strain your muscles, so that you can move to that next level. And the power struggle stage of a relationship is there to help deepen the bond, to help work through things, to help build more closeness, understanding of each other, acceptance of each other, depth in your connection. But that takes work. That's your training for everything else to come in relationships long term. And it's a really important stage. And so if you're somebody who's and let's be honest, if you've been dating somebody for 4 weeks and there's all this work and it's all these fights and challenges, that's probably an incompatibility issue, where maybe one or both parties aren't ready for a relationship, or somebody's got a lot of trauma or unhealthy patterns, may need to take some time to reprogram, to do some healing. But I'm talking about if you're thinking, oh, I met somebody, we've been together for a couple of years, and now there's challenges popping up, and it's hard, and I must be with the wrong person. Check yourself with that. Really sit with yourself and ask, because if what's your expectation there? Is it that there won't be work? Is that it will always be easy breezy without having to put in the effort? Because unfortunately, we always have a power struggle stage in relationships, and that's what it's there for. So I don't mean trauma and suffering. I mean work, right? It's not you go to the gym and you're like, oh my gosh, and you tear your muscles and you're out for, 2 weeks to 3 weeks. It's you're sore for the next day or 2, right? So you can sort of use that as an analogy to sort of weigh it. But that's the first really important truth. The second thing is you will have doubts. I have seen some of the most beautiful relationships long-term because people came in, did the work, where both people doubted at times. Can we really do this? Will we make it through this hard time? Will we make it through the power struggle? Is this the right person? It's okay to question it. If you are questioning it pervasively, consistently, and then you like tune into yourself and your needs are totally unmet, both people are not communicating, not putting in the effort, that's a different type of doubt. That's like feedback that you're getting that things are not working. And then if you look and there's no progress, the needle's not moving, then you're probably not in the right relationship. But I mean, doubts where like during challenging moments, a doubt creeps in, something comes up. If that's your case, that's normal. That happens to almost everybody, I would imagine. I saw that happen time and time again with lots of people who are vulnerable and sharing with me and opening up. And that those people that I'm thinking of, there's, many of them over the years, but like if people put in the work, they would see beautiful relationships long-term, like really, really powerful, lasting, thriving relationships. So that is important to know as well. Number 3, and since this video is called Hard Truths, number 3, you will be hurt by your partner and you will be let down. And you will be hurt and let down by probably almost everybody at some point in your life. And that letting down is related to a few different things. Either somebody's meeting a need that you may be disempowered in the relationship to yourself around. So maybe like you really rely on somebody for positive reinforcement and you're nervous about something in your life and you're looking for it. And maybe that person's having a bad day and they're not available and it hurts. Maybe that's a feedback mechanism as well to say, hey, I have to learn to rely on myself in that area more. People won't always be available the way that I need them to be. Maybe somebody makes a mistake. They forget to pick you up from the airport. They totally don't call you back. They tell a lie that was intended to be a white lie. And you're like, I can't believe this person would do that. People will hurt you and let you down. And sometimes they're letting down our expectations. Sometimes they're showing us where our needs are disempowered. Sometimes they're just making human mistakes. And this is going to happen with friends, with family, with romantic relationships, but it's what we do about that that really matters. Do we set a boundary for next time? Do we state a need? Does the person show up and work through the problem with us? And do they take the necessary action to not repeat that thing? Do we communicate through it? Do we honor our need and work on it within ourselves? Do we challenge our expectation? Like, were we expecting somebody to always text us all throughout the day, every day? And one time they forgot to text us at lunch and we're really hurt by that. Maybe that's something we should work on. So it's what we do about this that really matters, right? It's our relationship to this experience that matters. And so this is not me saying people should hurt you all the time or anything like that, but it's okay if sometimes people are imperfect, because we are. And it's what we do about that and how we work through those things together that's really going to make or break a relationship long-term. And it's going to really make or break the relationship to ourselves long-term as well. So really important thing to keep in mind. Our next hard truth is that people will show you to yourself. So the things that trigger you in people often is your shadow. We've got some great shadow work videos on this channel. We've got some really great shadow work course that we get tons of positive feedback. It's our top, I think out of our 50 courses or so, it's I think number 4 ranked by people in our scores that we have at the end of courses. So like, they'll show you, right? Like if you feel taken advantage of by somebody, sometimes it's your shadow. Sometimes it's because you have poor boundaries and you're taking advantage of yourself to please other people. Sometimes it's, showing you have to communicate more so that people know who you are and what your needs are and don't accidentally take advantage because they don't know you properly or intimately or vulnerably. So relationships will show you your stuff. They'll show you where you are not communicating a need. They will show you where you have shadow traits. They will show you, your emotions and they'll give you feedback that way. Like there's always going to be things there that are relationships are like mirrors sort of thing. So really important to take a look at that and use the feedback that's there from relationships to grow, to thrive, to continue to expand yourself and sort of use relationships to help yourself see your blind spots as a person. And number 5, you have to become the version of yourself that you would like to match the version of a relationship you're expecting. And I know this is again like a hard truth, but I see people sometimes sort of on 2 ends of a continuum. On one end of a continuum, I've often seen people say, I don't deserve a good relationship, and they bring so much to the table and they're like smart and caring and compassionate hardworking and all these like wonderful qualities. Um, but they believe that they're not worthy of a relationship. And so you want to, in order to get the relationship you want to work on expanding your self-worth and working through limiting beliefs or unmet needs that are making you feel unworthy, or even shadow work stuff that makes us feel unworthy if we have a dense shadow. And so you want to work through those things so that you feel worthy of the right relationship. But also sometimes at the other end of the continuum, I'll see people who expect so much from somebody else and expect so much from a partner, but yet they're not showing up that way. And it's like, Bob should be doing the work. Bob should be showing up. Bob should this, be showing up for his life, being more responsible, taking care of all these different things. But then when we're like, okay, well, where are you at those things? Sometimes that person hasn't done that work on themselves for that person to be an equal in the situation, not actually an equal, by the way, too. Like, not like one person's ever less equal than somebody else, just to be super clear, but to be a match in the sense that our subconscious mind has that comfort zone where we're attracted to that familiarity at a subconscious level. And somebody's treating us the way we treat ourselves, or somebody's showing up for a relationship to do the work the way we would. And that's comfortable and normal. And so we stay for things like that. We expand on things like that because we know the subconscious wants what's familiar, right? So really important to be seeing these things, using these 5-part truths to question your expectations. And one other thing too is a sort of a bonus. I wanted to leave a bonus in here. You can think about this one. Maybe I'll make a separate video about this, but as a bonus, whatever you haven't forgiven somewhere in your life will often prevent you from having truly empowering relationships in other areas. And it's because these things create distrust, subconscious wounding, expectations, unmet needs. So that's an important thing to recognize too. I find, especially with our parents, I found a lot of times with people, if they hadn't forgiven their mom for something, then those wounds from mom were getting projected onto partner or children even, or things like this. So important to do that work. I hope this all makes so much sense. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to this channel if you hang out here and you haven't subscribed yet. I would really, really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video.